Finally doing my follow-up video here on the Earmor M20 in-ear active hearing protection. If you didn't already watch it a while back, I made like an initial video talking about these. Link in the description to that one, because that goes over the features and stuff with this. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to talk about my thoughts after using them for a while. So the things that I ended up using these for were, I used them when I was out shooting. I took them to Monster Jam.
Your score to be 8.60.
Used them at work in loud environments. And all kinds of other random stuff. Didn't really record myself, but did get a few clips. After using it over that amount of time, I don't know at the time I'm recording this how many months I used it. These are a great solution if you like in-ear hearing protection. If you don't like in-ear hearing protection, you probably won't love these. I will tell you right now that I don't love in-ear hearing protection that isn't just the cheap roll-up foam plugs, and the reason being is because I got odd-shaped ears. They do give you all kinds of different pieces, and it took me a while to kind of find the ones that work the best for me. I ended up settling with mediums. They do have some roll-up foam ones, but what I'm going to talk about first are the cons. Everybody wants to hear the bad stuff first, so I'll tell you that. Keep in mind, again, this is coming from someone who doesn't love in-ear hearing protection. So the first con is the fact, if you are going to use these roll-up ones, what happens is the way that these work is the little channel funnels a little bit of noise from the active part of the hearing protection into your ear. So I noticed what was happening with me is you crush these like, you know, your foam plugs. You'll roll them up, put it in your ear. Well, if they don't open up all the way, that's going to obstruct that little orifice, and the active part of the hearing protection is going to see quiet. It's still going to protect your hearing great, but the active part of the hearing protection is not going to work as well as you would think it would. So keep that in mind. Second part is that you might have a hard time kind of finding the right way of getting this to fit in your ear. I've always had a problem with anything, even like earbuds for phones and stuff like that. So if you have an issue with that, you probably will have an issue with really getting these to fit comfortably. The only thing I didn't try was really just kind of like snipping off maybe like one last piece of these, because I feel like they went maybe like a little deep into my ear. You can tell I was using them. You got all the freaking earwax still stuck in here. But one thing that does help, and I'm going to go into another one of the cons, is if you're being real active, because these are not really held onto your ear in any way, like an over the ear with a headband and stuff like that. They can walk out. I never really had them fall out, but I didn't really use these when I was out doing anything super crazy either. Kind of put them in and like hook them forward, and the idea is that this kind of goes into like your earlobe a little bit in one way or another, and then it has a little bit of give here. I'm not going to zoom in on my big fugly ears for you and show you how this works, but the idea is, depending on the shape of your ear, this is going to grab or wedge in one way or another and give you some support on this thing to keep it from wobbling around and then possibly popping out. But if you're taking things on and off your head, like a rifle sling a lot, you're more than likely going to end up hitting these. But at the price point for the option doesn't mean you're going to use one thing all the time. It's a good option. On to the positives. Positives, these are very affordable. These are very small. They come in this cool little case that's real easy to stick in your pocket, stick in your gear. Has a whole bunch of these different options to fit your ear. It's got a little lanyard, so if it does pop out of your ear, like I was talking about, you can easily fit these on and have it kind of wrapped around your neck so you won't just completely lose them. Or if you wear a helmet or something like that, or a hat, you could cut this and then wrap this as like a dummy cord around your hat and have them dangle from your hat when you don't want them in. Batteries last quite a while. I was never out there using them while I was at work, wearing them for, you know, a couple hours at a time. I never had them go dead. And you'll get a couple charges out of this box on the hearing protection before this goes bad. And with it just being a regular USB-C, if you're an Android user, you're going to have a charger for it, which is awesome. Now here, I'm about to tell you about something that's really cool. Gear Supply sent me to tell you about with this follow-up. This guy right here. This is an adapter, and you can put this on either side and use it with a radio, which was one of the cons that I had with the initial overview video. So it's awesome. You can set this up to use with comms. They send it with two different little ear adapters, and I'll take this one just for example. Pop it off. And you will set it up as you see fit. Very awesome that they made one of their units compatible with this. I think that this brings these M20 Earmor hearing protections to a whole nother level. Does it make me like sticking something in my ear more? No, it doesn't. But it greatly increases the ability of these. And this adapter plugs into the over-the-ear hearing protection adapter that I made a video about too. So if you had already purchased this setup right here with this adapter that plugs into a 3.5 port in the bottom of a regular hearing protection that goes over your ears, like I talked about in the previous video right here, you could simply unplug that adapter, plug this in, and you can have a more discreet hearing protection type setup that's low profile. It'll fit underneath the helmet, whatever. It's just not going to be as big and clumsy as this. Gives you another communications option without needing to spend a whole lot of money. If you didn't see the video on this, there's a link in the description to that. This is an awesome setup. This is really a huge, probably the biggest plus in this update, besides me just telling you overall that the hearing protection itself works great, the battery life is good, and I think it's a fairly good value for the money, especially considering you can get 10% off at Gear Supply by using the discount code that they made for me, the Call Me Colt 10. Links to everything I just showed you are going to be down in the description, including information about the discount code. Not the most exciting video with me here just running my mouth talking about this update, but I wanted to use this for a while. There were a few comments on my initial video saying, hey, where's the update? Well, unlike a lot of other people on YouTube that just get something and then use it for like a week and then come back and say, oh, this is great. I've used this for months and really wanted to make sure that it did work. I didn't go use it every day over the past few months, but I did use it. I wanted to make sure that I gave an honest opinion just because Gear Supply sent it to me. Everything I always post on my channel is of my own opinion. And that's also how Gear Supply wants me to review this stuff when they send it to me. That's that. Use the promo code CallMeColt10. Links to Gear Supply. And I'm going to have some more comm gear stuff coming up here soon. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. Ask any questions.